I want to read this book, son. It's called How My Family Lives in America. In the book, Off to War, you already... This one is by Susan Cookland. You already read 30 pages.
I get the point.
There was one boy at the end, or I think it's a girl, I'm not sure. A boy or girl, that said, "What advice do I have for military families?" None. I am no longer in a military family. My dad is dead. You know what that means?
No.
His dad was a soldier, so when his dad died, he said, "I'm no longer in a military family." Alright, come on. Will you please?
I'm ready to read it.
Go ahead. This one's by Susan
Cookland.
Kuklin. Cookland, perhaps.
Yeah, see my doctor.
Come on, louder, Max.
Yeah.
Copyright 1992. This book was... No, I already read that part. 1992. This was 8 plus 4 years before you. 12 years before you.
A Chinese or Japanese one.
Oriental is the word.
Oh. Sanu, Eric, and April are American children with families just like yours. They have parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles who love them and take care of them. Year after year, their families celebrate special days together in special ways. Because Sanu, Eric, and April each have at least one parent who did not grow up in the United States, their family heritage is an interesting mixture. Some traditions remembered from a parent's childhood in another place are kept alive in America. And sometimes with the help of Sanu, Eric, and April, new traditions are started. Here are their stories.
Oh, it's a short book. 3 people, huh?
Yeah. Was that him?
I don't know. It could be about the boy or the sister.
My name is Sanu. A long time ago, Sanu was a princess in Africa. Seriously? Princess?
Possible.
My brother Badu was named after a famous warrior. He's glad about that. We have these names because my daddy was born in Senegal, a country far away in West Africa. He moved to America to go to college. Which means daddy's mom and daddy's daddy's. In a language people speak in Senegal. Still live there.
Alright.
When we visited them last year, I learned all about the Senegalese part of me. I learned to call mommy Yai and daddy Bai. Okay. Mambao Dijon and Mambao Gore gave Badu a drum and African clothing. He dresses African style every chance he gets. So it's starring the girl.
Said starring what?
The girl.
Said the girl?
It's starring the girl.
Oh, you're telling me. Alright, go ahead.
Okay, that was
Be gentle when you're around people, alright?
Okay. I have an American grandmother too. She lives in a city called Baltimore, where my mother grew up. My mommy's mommy comes to visit us in New York City on weekends. Then she teaches me about good manners, about being neat and calm, and clean, about standing straight and tall. Grandma sings to us the song she taught mommy. Our precious Lord, take my hand, and hush little baby, don't you cry.
Are those 4 songs or 2 songs or 1 song? Sir?
2.
Then sing them separately. If you don't know the lines, just say the lines separately. Do you know what I'm saying?
My precious Lord, take my hand, and hush little baby, Don't you cry?
Yes, just like you did.
Okay. When Badu tries to play along on his African drum, it doesn't sound like Africa. During the week, I go to Mommy's work after school to help out. The thing I like about Mommy's hairdressing shop is that it reminds me of how people look in Senegal. In my daddy's village, the girls weave a kind of cloth into their braid. This is called a Senegalese twist. I'm only 5, so I'm still learning how to make a regular braid. Oh.
You read it?
What?
The story?
No, the girl still keeps going.
She still keeps going? Another page?
Yeah, it's been 2 pages.
Yeah, but it's a 5-year-old telling her story. Keep going.
I think that comes from a good place.
What do you need now?
Okay, I'm just gonna sit here. Sometimes Daddy picks me after his work and takes me shopping for food. Daddy knows how to cook African style. Together we buy carrots, cabbage, eggplant, tomatoes, yams, and cassava, a vegetable that is like a potato. Daddy likes to tease Mommy. In Africa, the wife gets the food and cooks it too. You're in America now, my mom says, laughing.
Which means what?
That the dad has to do everything. Right?
He has to cook.
But usually the woman, the girl, cooks.
Do you know what traditional families are like?
No.
The man works and the woman cooks.
For a special meal, my daddy fixes chebu jen for lunch, just like his family has in Senegal. Chebu jen is rice and fish and vegetables. For this meal, we invite my daddy's relatives, Fifi, Sambul, and Hussein, to join us. Before we eat, we all wash our hands the way we did in my father's village. I want everyone to hurry up. In Africa, my father says, the children must be patient and wait their turn. You're in America now, I giggle. Still going. At this meal, everyone dresses like people do in Senegal. We put a cloth on the floor, not on the table, since it is the custom to eat on the ground in Senegal. Everyone eats together from one big bowl. Here's the best part. We get to eat with our hands, not with forks and spoons. Daddy shows us how to squeeze the oil out of the chebu dine. While we eat, we hear stories about our parents when they were little in Senegal and in Baltimore. Mommy says how lucky we are to be African Americans. Now look, one huge bowl.
Yes. What are African Americans, son?
People that are African parents and American.
Yes.
Do I read the other kid?
No, that's enough for today from this book, right? Okay, so tomorrow, put a... What do you call something when you mark it?
Bookmark.
There you go. Put a bookmark on it, and then I want to read another book with you.
Pizza.
Thank you, son.